So our topic for today is applications of relations and databases. So before we will start our discussion, do you guys have a question or clarifications regarding our topics last meeting? Anyone?
Wala naman po, sir.
All right. How about the others? Do you guys have a questions or clarifications regarding with your seat works?
Answer.
None, sir.
All right then. Okay. So if you guys do not have a question anymore, then let's now start our discussion. So the first one here is relational databases. So what is this relational databases? So as you can see, for us to be able to see that one is relational, it must have at least two or more columns or two or more sets to be exact. Okay, so that is why we have this by from the word or from the meaning itself, by two. Okay, so by in a relation R refers to binary which has two columns in a table. So a table that has an n columns is called n-ary relation. Right? So this is a column, 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 and then column. And then those columns are called n-ary relation. So this uh, column is related with this column, and this column. So they are related by name, position, and then age, etc., etc. So those or this table, this can be expressed as the set of 22012. So where this one came from? This one came from the second row. Okay, and then followed by the second row. Second column, which is Aguilar, and then third column, which is C, and then fourth column is 22, and so on and so forth. So this one is your third row, first column, second column, third column, and then fourth column, up to five uh, tuples. Okay, so this is your first tuple, second, third, fourth, and then fifth tuple. So as you can see, each row is called tuple. Okay, and then this one is called attributes. Okay, so we have the attribute ID number, we have the attribute name, and then we have the attribute position and then age. All right, so first you have to know the word database, okay, from this table. So this is actually already an example of a database. So as you guys already know, so database is a collection of records that are manipulated by a computer. Okay, and computer systems are capable of storing large amounts of information in databases. Okay, so you guys might be wondering, what does a data look like in our computer? Well, to be exact, if you're going to use, let's say, PHP or any other databases, so they are just quite similar with each other. So they have, of course, the attributes and then tuples. Okay, so of course, each one of them can be identified by its coordinate. Right. So yeah, so tuple refers to a record or rows, just like what we have in here. We have five tuples, and then attributes is the fields or columns of n-ary relation. So in here we have four attributes. So as I mentioned a while ago, we have the ID number, name, position, and then age. So those are our attributes. And then we have here the key, which is the most important part of our databases, okay, or database. This one consists of one or more attributes that uniquely identify a tuple. Okay, so as you can see right here, we have the ID number wherein each tuple has its own unique ID number. So the rest, for the name, they can have the same names, they can have the same positions, they can have the same age, but they cannot have the same ID number or the same key. So this is the like serial number on each tuple, okay, or on each row. Okay, so this one is representing their own identity. Okay, and last one here is query. So query means a request for information from the database. Okay, so we have a lot of queries. So basically, we upload and then we fetch or download that data. We can also delete. We can edit. We can update, etc., etc. Okay, so those are the queries that we can request from the database. All right, so let's have a short exercise from this one. So identify the tuples, attributes, and key from the table below. So first, tuples. So what are the tuples from this table? Or how many tuples do we have?
5, sir.
So yes. So again,
5.
you will not include this one as your number one tuple. So this one is your attribute. Okay. So you will start right here. So first tuple, second, third, fourth, and then fifth. Right. So we have total of 5 tuples. How about the attributes? How many attributes do we have?
4.
4. Right. So as you can see, when we say tuples, it should be equal to row already. Okay. But then again, do not start at the very first. Start at the second one. And when we say attributes, it is talking about the attribute itself, which is the row. Okay. Which is the very first row and just the very first row. That is your attributes. Okay. So your ID number, name, position, and then age. And then the key from the table below. So what are our keys? Say what is the key number of Baterina? Anyone? What is the key number? Or what is key
5.
of Baterina? Yes?
58199. The ID number and the age, I think.
Yes. Okay, so it's under attributes called ID number 58199. So in some cases, we call this one ID or just account number or what else? You can even call this one key, okay, to be exact. Okay. But mostly this one is account number. All right, so we have here the operators. So join, operator, union, and intersection and the difference are already familiar with you guys, but we have a new two in here, which is the selection operator and then the project operator. Okay, so to make it simple, when we select operation or selection operator, we have here this symbol. Okay, once you see this symbol, meaning this one is showing you the entire row of that specific coordinate. Like for example, select and then the name of this table, and then let's say position C. So it will only show this entire row. Okay, this one row only, which has a position of C. Okay, and then when we see project operator, okay, so if we have row, we also have column. So this will show you guys the entire column of a certain table. So for example, when we say project ID number and the name. So it will only show you the column ID number and then column name. Okay. And then it will remove the position and then age. So that depends on your way of querying things. Okay. And then we have your join operator. So as you can see, join operator is just like combining two tables. Okay, so simple as that. And then when say union, you will only combine the common. No. You will combine everything, but then remove the common. Call this one common attributes or common elements inside of our table. Okay, and then when we say intersection, it will only combine the similar or common elements or attributes in our table. And when we say difference, so this one also depends on your format. So the first one will retain, like for example, table 1 minus table 2. So table 1 will retain, and then the commonalities of table 1 and table 2 will be removed. Okay, so that one is if T1 minus T sub T2. But if we have T2 minus T1, so it's the other way around. So T2 will be the one that will remain, and then the common of T1 and T2 will be removed. Right? So first, we have here the selection operator, wherein we have the symbol. Actually, I don't know the name of the symbol. I cannot find because I don't know what to type. Anyway, is there anyone who knows what is the name of this symbol? All right, so I guess none. But anyway, just memorize this one. This is the symbol for selection operator. Okay, so this one chooses certain n tuples from a relation. So tuples again is indicating the row. Okay, so we have here the syntax: select, and then the name of that table, and then your condition. So we have an example here. So select players. This one is table player, okay, or the title of this table is player. That is why we have this player here. And we have here the condition wherein the condition here is position is equal to P. So under attributes position, you're only going to show the tuples wherein it has a position P or position equal to P, wherein we have two. So we have this tuple and then this tuple. So as you can see, that's the output. It will show you guys the entire tuple or entire row of that specific coordinate. So coming from Mr. Tanikala, so he said that this one is delta, right? So thank you so much. So the symbol for selection operator is delta, right? So yeah, that's how we get this output coming from this format or example. So did you guys get it so far?
Yes, sir. Gets naman.
All right. So again, just memorize this format or this syntax. So we have this delta and then the name of that table and then followed by the loosen up in bracket and then your condition. Okay. All right. Let's have more examples. So find the output of the following commands. So we have the same table and then here's the first question or first example rather. So select player age is more than or equal to 30. Okay, so of course it will only choose the age that is greater or equal to 30. So as you can see right here, we have two. We have the Costa and then Hontiveros. So this one is equal to 30 and then the other one is greater than 30. So as usual, it will only display two tuples. Okay, so take note when you're going to use this operator, it will display the entire row. Okay, you don't have an option to remove the ID number and then just display the name, position, and then age. Okay, so if you want to let's say remove the other attributes and just retain some attributes, then you have to use the projection. Okay, because in that way you will be able to uh, format it uh, more customizedly. Okay. All right, so we have another example here where in select player name is equal to Acosta. So basically, you'll just go to the attributes name, and then it will only display the name that is equal to Acosta. So we only have one, so of course it will only display it's like this. And then we have another example here wherein you're looking for the position is equal to P and age is greater than 30. So you can have as many conditions as you want. Okay. So just use the operator and or. Okay. So in here we have two conditions wherein they should met at the same time. So they should be true at the same time. And then it will display that table wherein position is equal to P. So let's look for P. So we have two. But then again, we have another condition wherein age should be greater than 30. So if you're going to take a look at this one, there's only one tuple that is meeting the two requirements. Position is equal to P and then age is equal to 30. So of course, it will only display this tuple since this one is not meeting the second requirement or second condition. Right? So that is why we have only one tuple. So did you guys get this one so far?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. So if you have a question or clarification, so feel free to ask me anytime. All right. So let me introduce to you guys the commands under select. So we have 5 commands. So those are very common already. So we have the summation, average, minimum, maximum, and then count. Right. So I guess there's no need to explain those commands anymore. So they are already self-explanatory. Okay, so let's now proceed to the example. So write the commands for the following queries. So what is the average age of all the players? All right, so let me answer this one. So for letter A, so again, of course, we're going to use select. So let's see if we can copy this one as to have a better presentation of answer. No, we cannot. So instead of using this symbol, we'll just use the word select. Okay. And then followed by the table name. Of course, the name of this table is player. So just be careful of the format of your table name. If we have this format, let's say small letter E, and then everything is capital, then so be it. Please follow it carefully. Okay. So this one is equal, not equal with this one. Okay. So this is another table, and then this is another table. All right. So just be careful on the namings of the table. So in here we have this name of the table player. Everything is capital, followed by the condition. Wherein the first question here is, what is the average? What is the average age of all the players? So just put here age is equal to average, okay, or AVG. Okay, so this one will compute the average of that attribute. There you go. So this is our answer in letter A. How about letter B? Well, yeah, how many players are there? So anyone who wants to volunteer?
Sir, name equals 5.
Name is equal
5, sir.
5? No, 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 no. Of course, we're going to use the commands. Okay, so we're not the ones going to indicate the list or the
Uh,
counts those of this one
name
players.
equals max, sir.
So name is equal to count. So this one will return the frequency of a certain attribute. Okay, so this one name is equal to count. So we're just basically going to count the frequency of this attribute name. We're in, of course, it will display, or this one will display 5. Right? So let the computer solve it for you. Okay. How about letter C? Select how old is the youngest player. So basically the same table name, but just a different condition. Anyone?
Sir,
How old is the
equals
youngest?
minimum.
So is what is the attributes that I will put here?
Age.
Mean.
Age is
Age
equal
equals to
to
mean.
mean. Right,
Mean.
very good. This will get the minimum or the least age on this attribute. How about the last one, letter D? Who is the youngest player? How old? Sorry, how old is the youngest player? Okay, so age is equal to mean. This one is minimum. Yeah, returns the smallest. Who is the youngest? This one is who. All right. So who is the youngest player?
Now we age equals.
What?
Do we have age equals to mean and name? I don't know. That's correct.
Age is equal to mean. Yeah, that's correct. But
And
we
name.
have to use another condition, and then just use the word and then you can now put another condition. And
name.
name.
I don't know you the equals to here.
Name. So what is that will project? So one's for computation. Turns the frequency. Select player name. All right, so let's go back. Name is equal to Costa. Name is less than. Hmm. mm, 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 mm. So how will we display the name only? because in here I have another way of doing this one, but I haven't introduced it yet, which is the project. Okay. So anyway, I'll just use project it here, and then I'll just explain it to you guys later on. So if you're going to use the word project, so basically it is the same, but we'll use uh, double selection instead. So we have project here. So supposedly this one is a pi symbol, okay, pi symbol, and then close and open parenthesis. So the same, we have here the inside, which is the select format. So select layer, and then age is equal to mean, and then it will stay as it is. But then I will only display the attributes. So since this one is project, so we have to indicate the attributes that we're going to display. So in here, we only need to display the name, all right? So with the use of project and select, so we will be able to display the name only, wherein we have the minimum age inside of that table, all right? So this is the answer for the letter B, right? So who is the youngest player? So first, it will find the minimum age under that table, and then it will only display the word or the attribute name. All right. So did you guys get it so far?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. So for now, let's have more examples about select uh, attribute. Okay. So later on, we'll be having more examples about project. All right. So let's have these examples. So display the sum of all amounts transacted to account number 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. But before you answer those, so you have to know that we have this table customer, table history cost, table credit card, table merchant, and then table charge. All right. So we have 4 tables, and then we have these 3 questions. Okay. And then of course they have their own attributes. So attributes of this one is customer ID, C name, C address, and so on and so forth. All right. So first question here is display the sum of all amounts transacted to account number 1, 2, 3, 4. Anyone who wants to volunteer in answering number 1? Display the sum of all amounts transacted to account number 1, 2, 3, 4. So as you can see right here, account number is an attribute under credit card. Okay, so it could be under charge or credit card, but since we're talking about the the sum of amounts, okay, so it should be under credit card. Okay, this one is a different table when it comes to this one. All right, so from here you could say select, and then the table name, which is credit card, followed by the condition. Is that close and open parenthesis? I know. So just a bracket. Okay. So bracket, and then your condition here is account number is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And account number, and account number, yeah. Account number is equal to sum. Sorry. Okay. So the total amount is in here. Okay. So actually I was looking for the word amount a while ago, but instead of amount, it's total amount. Okay. So yeah. So it's not under credit card, but it's under charge. Okay. My apologies on that one. So we'll change the table name into charge, and then account number is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then thought amount is equal to sum. All right. So did you guys get this one so far? For the number one?
Yes, sir.
How about the others?
Yes.
So you can you can interchange those two. So you can put this one first, put thought amount is equal to sum, and account number is 1, 2, 3, 4. So it doesn't matter. So arrangement here is not that important. Right. So for number two, what is the minimum credit limit given to a customer? Credit limit.
Select credit card.
Okay. Under credit card. So select credit card, and then what is your condition?
Sir, credit limit equals minimum.
Credit
Yeah.
limit is equal to minimum. Okay, so that way you'll be able to get the minimum credit limit that is given to customer. All right. How about number three? How many credit cards that were open today? So
Select
actually,
credit.
so let me change this one. How many
Yeah.
credit cards that were officially registered? Okay, instead of open today. Okay, because this one is quite ambiguous since we don't know if it's still open up until now or they are already closed credit cards. So in here, how many credit cards that were registered under a certain system? Okay. So
Select
select
credit card.
credit card, and then your condition.
Dates opened.
Hmm?
Dates opened.
Date open. And
That
then
should be equals to
what?
count.
Equals count. Yeah. So basically, you can just simply count the date open of that credit card, or you can do this one also. So account number is equal to count. Okay, since I have already revised this question. All right. Last example, what is the average credit limit of all the credit cards used by customer ID 25? Anyone?
Select credit card.
Mm-hmm.
Select credit card.
A
Credit
credit card.
limits.
And then
Credit limits
credit limit
equals to average,
equals to average.
and customer ID equals to 25.
All right, very good. Okay, so this how you answer 1, 2, 3 for examples. Okay, so just take a screenshot of this one since I won't be able to put it on your module anymore. All right, so that's it for select. So any questions so far regarding with select operator?
Wala naman po, sir.
All right, so let's now move on to the next one, which is projection operator. So it symbolizes this one, or the symbol for projection is pi. Okay, so this one selects columns in the table with duplicates eliminated. So take note when we say duplicates eliminated, so it will just basically eliminate the same tuples. Okay, like for example, they have the same elements of this tuple and then this tuple, and it will eliminate those once you have used this operator. All right, so we have the syntax. So actually quite the same. So we have this operator, and then the name of the table, and then your conditions, okay, or operations. And then for the last one, you're going to indicate here the columns that you're going to display. All right, so we have here the condition. So project. player table, and then the attribute name, and then the attribute position. So as you can see, it displays the entire column of that name and then the entire column of that position. All right. So as simple as that. So did you guys understand this one?
Yes, sir.
All right. So if you want to display everything, then you have to indicate everything in here. So name, position, ID number, and then age. Right. All right. So let's move to the next one. So find the output of the following commands. So we have the same table, but we have here a combination of a project and then select. So this is what we have used a while ago. So we have the project and then select. Okay. And then take note, the select condition is inside of close and open parentheses, right? So meaning it will call this one, initiate this one first, and then followed by this project, and then the choices of the columns under this condition. All right, so we have this format where in select layer, age is greater than or equal to 30. So basically, you have to find first what are those tuples wherein age is greater or equal to 30. So you can see we have two tuples for this condition. So the Costa and then Hontiveros. And then once you're done with that, so it will only display under the projection name and then age. Okay, so the name and then age only. So Costa is 30 and then Hontiveros is 37. Right? So did you guys get this one so far for letter A?
Yes, sir.
All right,
Yes, sir.
so we have another example here wherein it is using two conditions. So position is equal to P and then age is greater than 30. So basically, we'll just find the position wherein it's equal to P. So we have two, but then we have another condition wherein age should be greater than 30. So as you can see, there's only one tuple that has that uh, result wherein with those two conditions. So Hantiveros is equal to 37. And then uh, here you're only choosing the attributes or columns that you're going to show. Okay, so in here you're going to show the name, you're going to show the position, you're going to show the age. Okay, so name, position, and then the age. All right, so understood so far?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
All right, so if you guys have a question, feel free to ask me anytime. All right, next one here is join operator. So basically, you just combine two tables. Okay, it's as simple as that. But then we have this condition wherein before you can combine two tables, you need to find the similar attributes between the two. Wherein, as always, okay, the case when it comes to combining two tables, they must be equal in terms of key. Okay, so in here, our key here is the ID number, and then the key here is the PID. And if you're going to take a look on the PID and ID number, their tuples value are the same with this one. Okay, so 22012, we have that one here, 22012. 93831, we also have 93831 in here. Okay, so that's our minimum condition when it comes to combining two tables. If you don't have that condition, then you won't be able to combine a certain table. Okay, so at least you have that one for you to be able to combine two tables. Okay, so we have the syntax, the name of the table one, and then the name of the second table. All right, and then this link attribute is where they are equal with each other. So this is very important. If you won't be able to find any link attribute wherein they are equal with each other, then you won't be able to combine a certain tables. Okay, and then we have this symbol or symbol operator for join. Okay, so it's like absolute or cardinality of x. Okay, x here means you're going to join two tables. All right, so as you can see right here, we want to combine or join the table player, which is this one, and then the link attributes. So as you can see, they are equal in terms of ID number and then PID, and then the name of this table is assignment. All right, so as you can see, they are now combined with each other, side by side. All right, And one more thing, whichever is the first table, that is the format that we're going to follow. Like for example, the format for the first table is 22012, 93831, and so on and so forth. So it will go along with this table. So 22012 first, and then 93831 for the second, and then 58199 for the third one, and so on and so forth. All right. So did you guys understand this one so far?
Yes, sir.
How about the others?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. So as usual, we don't have a time anymore. So I will stop here for now and then just wait for the part two. Okay, so we will continue the rest on part two. All right, so goodbye and see you guys on part two.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right.